Good,
All right. Shalom. This is the Brothers of GMS New Orleans coming at you with another live lesson. But before we get started, as always, we're going to give all praises, glory, and infinite honors to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakahak Badash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. And peace and salutations to you, sincere Akim out there, pushing this word of truth and sincerity to the four corners of the globe. And you, few sincere Akwad, learning and listening in silence. And you endure to the end, Shalom. And as the title of this lesson says, the triumphing of the wicked is short. And hey, we're at the end of the so-called white man, the biblical Edomites rulership. We can see that his system is collapsing on all levels globally, financially, militarily, politically, and morally. And all these end times prophecies that would bring in the end of his rulership are in the process of taking place as we speak. We're almost out of here. We're almost to Yahweh's second coming and the establishing of the kingdom of heaven. And hey, all throughout the scriptures it states that the rulership of the wicked, it would be short. It wouldn't be forever, though it has felt like it's been a pretty long time dragging out in these bodies we have. But in the grand scheme of things, it's been a very short time on the time scale of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. So with that being the case, and us so close to the finish line, and to you sincere Akim and Akwat out there, and just keep staying diligent and doing whatever you can to stay in the good graces of your power, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, so we can all get beamed up on those chariots. But we're going to start it off in Job chapter 20, verse 4.
It's the book of Job, chapter 20, and verse 4. It says, knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth?
And how do we know this of old? Through the scriptures. The scriptures has been the cheat code, the playbook, the script to the movie to let us know exactly how the movie is going to play out.
It says, verse 5, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite for a moment.
And that speaks for itself. The triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite, but for a moment. And when you look at Esau's rulerships throughout history, when he was truly in the main brunt of his power, it was really only like a couple of hundred years each. Like during the Grecian Empire, it was a couple of hundred years. During the Romans, it was the first couple of hundred years before it went from the pagan Roman Empire to the Eastern Byzantine Holy Roman Empire under Jake. And with this Edomite coming back into power, beginning with the Renaissance, what's it been? Around 500 years, which, as it says in the scriptures, 1,000 years is as a date of the Most High. Khan, you got it? Khan, bring it out.
Right? 5?
Khan.
Precepts.
Oh, Khan.
2 Peter chapter 3, verse 8. It says, but beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day is with Yahweh as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is one day.
So in the grand scheme of things, with this last rulership that Esau's been in, it's only been a half a day to the Lord. And just think about the day you're having right now. Think about half of it. You really don't remember half of it. It's just and the day is going to be over, and you're going to wake up, and it's going to be a new day. And that's what we're coming into, that new day when we're in the kingdom of heaven, where we're going to be ruling for eternity. And what's 1,000 years to eternity? It's like a drop in the ocean, as it says in the scriptures. And like we said at the beginning of the video, it's felt like a long time just because we're in these bodies. But again, the grand scheme of things, it's only been a little time. The triumphing of the wicked is short. You got it, I.
And this is a real short one. This is Proverbs chapter 10, verse 27. It says, the fear of the Lord prolongeth days, but the years of the wicked shall be shortened. And he says it again, right? He emphasizing the shortening of the time of the wicked, right? And that's the perfect time that we're in. Seeing all these things that are happening around us, and, for things breaking out on the news and around the world on a world scale. These devils are at an end, all right? All right, these devils, they losing Fox News, all right? Punks getting kicked out of CNN, all right? You got all type of shit going on, and back again in what it is, Argentina. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's gonna bust loose over there again, man.
Venezuela's still messed up. They just quit talking about that. And lest we forget the BRICS nations. these different nations talking about dropping the US dollar, which has been Esau's main power source right now to be able to afflict and bully and punish these nations.
Yeah, but see, the thing of what Esau doing, yeah, they got 19 more nations trying to get in on that thing over there with the Russians. All right, but all in all, Esau has said he's the author of this system. So he set up a system to where even though you want your own currency, even though you want your own digital dollar, it still have to flow through that Fed Now thing, man. It's still going to flow through him, and we know that definitely that MOBT gonna flow through him. All right, so this is a thing. I remember back then one of the elders talked about it, man. You look into the ancient Babylonian Empire. They had a system just like America set up called the magic money. I think that's what they call it, magic money, money magic, where they make money just appear out of thin air, just fake, just bullshit money, man, a fluff. Go ahead,
And just to back you up, while you've got these these different nations talking about dropping the dollar, moving their own currencies, Esau is still the one that the Most High set up to rule right now. So at the end of the day, on top of them talking about moving from the dollar, they're talking about those digital currencies, which is going to back into that MOTB system. And that's going to further bring about Esau's end. So Esau's bringing about the end of his system, he thinks, to bring in a new system where he's going to rule longer, but he's only like speeding up the end of his final rulership. Because once that MOTB is mandatorily implemented, that's game over. And just to back up what you said in that Proverbs 10, where it says the days of the wicked shall be shortened. Hey, the Most High is even increasing the shortness of Esau's days in these final seconds of his rulership. Because what's it saying? Matthew 24, and accept. Oh, kind of, you got it.
It's Matthew 24 and 22, and says, and it's in red letters, and except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened.
So even in the last seconds of Esau's rulership, the Most High is speeding up things just to bring it to that much more of a speedy riddance. Right now, and a lot of brothers have just been going into this topic lately, is just being in the spirit of endurance. We can see the finish line coming. We can see this man going down, and we can see that everything the Most High said would take place is taking place as we speak. We just can't lose patience, as it says in Sirach chapter 2, but just to keep enduring.
Keep going, Job. This is verse 6. It says, though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reacheth unto the clouds.
And real quick, that just goes to show that wicked that is speaking of in Job 20 is speaking of the Edomites, because you can link that up with Obadiah. Hey, the pride of thine heart that had deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, though thou exalt thy nest in the heavens and set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down. The wicked in Job 9 and 24, whom the earth has been given into the hands of, is speaking of the biblical Edomite. And as it keeps saying all throughout the scriptures, the days of the wicked shall be shortened, and they've only had a set amount of time to rule before their finite rulership is finally put to an end.
Verse 7. Yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? He shall fly away as a dream, and shall not be found. Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night.
And once you Edomites finally go down, here you are, you've ruled, you've had this so-called illustrious history with the Greeks and the Romans, and you've been kicking ass for this last 500 years. But once you finally taken out of power, it's going to be like you've never been. People are going to, as it says in Isaiah 14, is this the man that made the earth the wilderness and shook the nations? Because you're going to go back to your rightful position as the basest of men, the lowest of the low. And just as everybody knew that it was the Most High that raised up ancient Pharaoh to show his power and taking him down, it's going to be no different with this modern day Pharaoh. The Most High raised you up to have the most powerful heathen rulership in history with this military technology, these satellites, what have you, just so when he takes you down and shows you how quickly it was, that there could have been no other way you could have done it but through the Most High setting you up.
Verse 9, it says, The eye also which saw him shall see him no more, neither shall his place any more behold him.
Point blank, period. Again, just further signifying, just once you finally taken out of power, you're going to go back to your rightful place with your rightful designation as the basest of men and the most insignificant nation that the Most High ever created. You're going into 1,000 years of hardcore bondage and slavery in the kingdom, and then after that, you're going to be, excommunicated from this plane of existence. But could somebody give me that revelation?
This is the book of Revelations, chapter 20, verse 7. It says, and when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison.
And what that's talking about is that time, beginning with the Renaissance, the mid to late 1300s to the 1400s. And when you look at the history of the Byzantine Empire, it was around for about 1,000 years. The same thing with the Middle Ages. So that 1,000 years being expired was Jake coming out of power, and Esau coming back into power in his Renaissance, his rebirth, Satan being loose. Because during that time, they were serfs and slaves underneath us, and a lot of them were living in the Caucasus Mountains, this caveman.
Verse 8, it says, and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea.
You can jump to. You can jump to verse 3 after that, but I'm gonna just go through that verse 8, as it says, and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, which this Edomite has done. That's 2 Thessalonians 2, where he shall sit in the seat of the Most High, shewing himself as the Most High, using Christianity, that plantation Christianity, Renaissance Christianity, to show himself as the Most High and as the Son and the angels, and then using his pseudosciences to make everybody believe that the Bible is just a fairy tale book. And then as it says, which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea. And we know that Gog and Magog is speaking of Russia, and what? That can link up with Joel chapter 3, was Ezekiel 38. These nations getting gathered down into the Middle East for that final battle, the Battle of Armageddon. So that's what all this trickery and deceit and rulership that Esau set up is leading to.
Revelations 20 and 3. It says, and cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And after that, he must be loosed a little season.
That's the point I wanted to get to. We already ran into what that 1,000-year period was talking about. But the point I wanted to harken in on is where it says, and after that, he must be loosed a little season. So just a little bit of time, not an indefinite season or a long season. And again, that's been this last 500 or so years of the Renaissance. And we're seeing these end times prophecies to let us know that the end was to take place. They're taking place as we speak. So what does that mean? The time, that little season, the rulership of the wicked is at its end as well. Any brothers had any precepts? Get some of them
I just want to back up the statement you made about us getting out of here really quickly when our hell breaks loose, because the Most High is not going to have us living off grid for 10 years. He's not going to have the servants suffering indefinitely. He's going to come quickly. Revelation chapter 22 and 7, it says, behold, I come quickly. Blessed is he that keepeth the sayings of the prophecy of this book. And when you read Revelation 22, it constantly says, behold, I come quickly. Now this is 2,000 years ago, so obviously he didn't mean I'm coming back tomorrow. What he meant was, when all hell breaks loose, you got to keep in mind he's going to deliver us. So Esau's kingdom is going to go down quick, like we said.
Even when you break the kingdom down, what happens is we are in the kingdom.
Yeah.
So if he break this down quickly, how quickly is he going to get us, man? Got it.
Speak louder, because I ain't got the mic on.
because thine heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am a power. I sit in the seat of Yahweh in the midst of the seas, yet thou art a man and not Yahweh. Though thou set thine heart as the heart of Yahweh.
Did you want to break it down, or because I was? Oh, you gotta go.
Okay, but yeah, it's something about he's he's lifted up, but he got all these digital currencies, long what they call extension technology and shit. But the thing is, at the end of the day, he's still a man. He got all these armies, all these black site projects with laser weapons and all this. But at the end of the day, after 1,000 years of that slavery, he's still gonna perish, man. He's a man. He's not the Messiah.
And when you look into that precept, it also just further shows that this is, when you back it up precept upon precept, that this is talking about Esau being the wicked as well. Tyrus is another name for Esau and his rulership in the scriptures, because Tyrus was an ancient merchant city sitting upon many waters, and the U.S. is what a great merchant city, sitting upon the Pacific and the Atlantic Ocean, and then also that many waters can go into many peoples as well, which is what it talks about in Revelation chapter 17. And again, where it said, "I am." You got it.
I got Revelation 17.
Kind. You got. Let me just break down this part real quick. And just where it says, "I am a God and sit in the seat of God in the midst of the seas." You can back that up again with that 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, and the man of sin, the son of perdition, being revealed, who tried to sit in the seat of the Most High and shew himself as the Most High. But as you got that kind of what we got. But as the brother,
you gotta let him come out.
kind.
You're talking a little bit too much.
I'm gonna just make one more point. But as the brother Samaki just said, yet thou art a man and not the Most High. You're just a man at the end of the day. The basest of men at that the Most High is set up to rule for this little season. But you got it, Kaya.
I'm gonna get to the point. You made a point about the manifestation. Revelation 17. I just get to 9 and 10. It says, and here is the mind which had wisdom. The 7 heads are the 7 mountains on which the woman sat. And there are 7 kings, 5 are fallen, and 1 is, and the other is not yet come. And when he cometh, he must continue a short space.
When he must come, he must continue a short space. And we in that short space right now. And them 7 kings is talking about Esau's major rulerships. That as I said, 5 are fallen.
Mm-hmm.
That goes into Greece, Rome, Germania Major, Germania Minor, Spain and France, and then that 7th is speaking of Great Britain, and then that 8th.
I'm going into it. It says, and the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th, and is of the 7th that goeth into perdition.
And that 8th that is of the 7 is speaking of the United States of America. That little horn in Daniel chapter 7, who spoke great things against the Most High. That's once America is through. Yeah, you got Russian Edomites and these European Edomites. That's it. America was the last crown jewel of Esau's rulership, and once that stronghold is broken down, it's game over.
Even Britain, our own mother, is so confounded with it, man. Which came out of the 7 that came out of the 8 is America, which came out of the 7, man. You got it, bro.
Kind. Yes, more on that.
You want me to go?
Nah.
That's it. That's the point. Yeah, you got it.
This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, and I start at verse 3. It says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first.
Which happened, our nation falling off from our identity, the northern kingdom in the Americas, and then after 70 AD, our people being pushed out of the land and scattered, mainly into the west coast of Africa and into Europe, calling themselves, many other things but Israelites, all the way up until this day. But now you've got that elect waking up, that remnant coming back to our identity, which is what further bringing about the end of Esau's rulership. Just as it said in the book of Judah chapter 5, when these people call back on their power, whatever heathen nation that's ruling is going to be made a derision and a laughing stock amongst the nations.
It says, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposed and exalted himself above all that is called the Most High.
Hey, that Ezekiel 28:2. I am a God. I sit in the seat of God in the midst of the seas. Yet thou art a man and not God. Come on.
It says, or that is worship, so that he, as the Most High, sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High.
Right. We went into it about what last week or so. Even when you get into the patches that NASA have, they got patches that show you that they're enticing and rule the world. They got one with the octopus, got all his arms are wrapped around the world, man, showing they got a hold on it. It's another one with a guy sitting in a throne seat on top of the world. All right, that's the mindset of this devil. This devil believes that he is the Most High. He set up all type of space stations and cameras and satellites up there in the heavens to watch every goddamn thing, to listen to everything. This devil, he's solely in his mind believing that he is a power. That's why when you go into the Wisdom of Solomon, the 2nd chapter, that's the thoughts of the wicked, man. All right, he think he's above the powers that be. All right, just because the Most High gave him a little power for a little season, and I mean a little season, because when you go into this thing, all right, from the beginning of how this devil was established, all right, through the Renaissance and to coming over here to the Americas, this devil only had a short span, man. 400, 500 years has just been a short time, all right? We go into the time and time again on the block, and we look at the beginning, all right, from the industrial movement and so on and so forth. These devils was on horseback and buggy at one time. Then these motherfuckers went from horseback and buggy to the Wright brothers flying fucking planes. Now you got cars called the Tesla. They drive his fucking self, man. You got planes that can not only can they fly, but they can go from a continent to another continent, man. All right, let's show you how fast this devil through the Most High giving them technology. Technology is his kryptonite, which is destroying him. He has become a madman with technology, man. All right, and all that technology and power that's given to him on the left hand is gonna bring him to the valley of Jehoshaphat, man. All right, well he gonna use them powers, that main power through war is the weapon on the left hand. Then he's gonna give him, the other nations the power to destroy him with that same ICBM that he didn't formulate and split atoms. The Lord gave him all the schematics and numbers and temperatures to do all this. That's heavenly power right there, man. To do that shit, to split an atom. That's the power from on high, man. The Most High put it on the minds of those what they call them, them German scientists, man, to do that shit. It's gonna bring this devil to his knees. All right, these hey man, all this shit that you see has been on a short run. It's all been set up by the Most High. These devils then had a full run, a full time of wickedness. And now it's up. And everything, all things must come to an end. Everything comes to an end but the kingdom of heaven, man. All right, and you devils you're clocking out, man. Hey, you know that feeling when you're getting ready to get off. Everybody know that feeling. That last 30 minutes or hour, boy, you like you get rejuvenated like you get hey man, that's how this devil is. And he know it. He know he's about to clock out, man. Go ahead.
You're not just about to get clocked, you about to get fired from the job.
Yeah, too.
Lose his house, lose his wife, lose his kids, the car, the dog.
Yeah, he about to get evicted.
by Jake. His landlord is Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. But you can keep going in that second Thessalonians. You can go down to verse 8.
It's 2 Thessalonians 2:6. It says, and now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now let it will let until he be taken out the way.
Hey, and now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. And we're in that time of the devil, the wicked, Satan, that old serpent being revealed. The main of perdition, the main of sin and the son of perdition would be the biblical Edomite, the so-called white man. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work, because the Romans were ruling during the time of Paul, but they were known as the Edomites back then. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. So the Most High let this man, he set this man up and let him rule for his times throughout history until he be taken out of the way. And now he's about to be taken out of the way. And it's as simple as that. And you can't push back the clock. You can't go back to the future. You can't do anything to stop biblical prophecy from coming to its fulfillment.
Yeah, if you look at he'd have went and got that same nigga from Back to the Future to try to backtrack every goddamn thing. Hit the rewind button. You can't do it, man.
Doc Brown.
Yeah.
Esau, hey, your brother, while you're out hunting, he's gonna supplant the birth. That's not gonna happen.
Yeah, because if this devil had that power, he would try. He would try to go back to the time of Esau and Jacob and put Esau on game.
Shit, he'd have killed Jacob.
When he came out from the woods, he'd have told him, "Hey, man, don't. They're gonna set you up with that pottage, man." He'd have kicked over the whole pot, man, in the house or some shit. That nigga there, man.
Well, Isaac was about to eat it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, but the Lord set your ass up, man. When you couldn't do none of that, man. Damn devil.
That verse 9.
It's verse 8. It says, and then thou shalt, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth.
Which is what's happening right now through the mountain.
I was gonna say too, because imagine that devil with that type of power. That nigga that kept us in slavery, man. That nigga have been, man, the emancipation, proclamation, all that shit would have never came about, man. Nigga just keep rewinding, it'd keep going back. I remember they had a video game like that back on PlayStation. Like every time you about to crash your car, you can just hit a button and recorrect yourself and go back and just make shit right, you know?
The sands of time.
Yeah, man. That's what happened if you would let this devil have that type of power.
Shit, he would have brought futuristic technology to plantation days, or some would have had laser guns and robots.
Yeah, he'd have bought the AR-15 back into biblical times, man, and rule shit. Damn, this he's diabolical like that though, man. This nigga's wicked. Oh yeah. Damn devil, man. I mean, look at him with the Native Americans and Seminoles. They in full-fledged musket guns and shit. This nigga go and out of nowhere he pulls out the Gatling gun out his ass, man. All right, you just wind that bitch up, just all day, shooting all day, man. This nigga don't never play fair with nothing. Go ahead, this fucking kidnapper, man.
They looking to get that mom and that kid.
Yeah, this back in 2 Thessalonians, I read again. 2 and 8. It says, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth.
Which is taking place right now. The mouthpiece of the Most High, the prophets, out on the highways and byways preaching, as well as doing video pictures like this, revealing the wicked for who he is through the scriptures. Hey, that's why the Elder Malcolm made a beautiful point about last week. He did a video on a clip from Redacted, where it was the same clip. It was Clayton Morris talking, but he brought out scriptures. But his video got cut, but the Redacted video was still up there. Why? Because Clayton Morris wasn't linking it up with the scriptures. Hey, the scriptures and spirituality is the kryptonite to this devil. He can't take it. It's consuming. Hey, the spirit of his mouth is consuming the wicked and revealing him. But then comes the next part, the best part.
It says, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming.
And Yahushua making that second coming, as it says in Isaiah 63. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? As it also says in Isaiah 47, I will not meet thee as a man. Yahushua coming in that as that great, unstoppable, angelic force with the hosts of heaven, the armies of heaven, and these so-called UFOs, the chariots, just completely wreck shop with you Edomites and your Tinker Toy military, your Tinker Toy Space Force. What does it say in Revelation 12 verse 7? And Michael and his angels fought against the dragon and his angels, Esau and his military might, and hey, they were cast down from heaven. Not talking about the spirit world, talking about the first heaven and a little bit of the second heaven, the regular sky and the low orbit space, them being knocked down, back down to earth, and their place was no more found. Esau's rulership just coming to an end at that point.
I got you something. too.
Kind of. Y'all can get your precepts. Then somebody can hold for me Daniel chapter 2, around verse. We'll get it after y'all get your precepts.
It's Psalms 37 and 17, because as the brother was saying, bring them out the skies. This really goes into their arms, all right? The arms of the wicked is pretty much, I'm going to go into that word. It says, Psalms 37 and 17, I'm going to read 22. It says, for the arms of the wicked shall be broken. When you go into the word arms right there, it's Z0.
Strong's H2220.
Yeah.
Zeruah.
It says the arm, the strength. It says as symbol of strength, which symbolizes the strength of the wicked. Really, they military, man. After that, they deceit, right? But from they lies, but from a physical strength standpoint, once they lie and they're confounded, then they come in with their strength, man. Once
they got that term. Oh, he was armed.
He was armed.
Brothers in arms. Brothers in weaponry.
That's right. It says also these satellites that's in the heavens. That's why the brother says he's gonna bring them down to the heavens. It says the forces, political and military, man. It's the arms of the wicked. So the Lord gonna break the arms of the wicked, man.
Shit.
Right? You really need your arms. If you're in a battle, you need your arms to battle. I have never seen a man without arms win the battle, man. Unless the other man don't have arms and then a man leg fight, but that's neither here nor there, man.
Well, the main arms of Esau is the power that was given to him through the sword.
Right.
That shit ain't gonna work in that day. You ain't gonna be able to just fire a fucking 223 round at a chariot, man, and it takes it down. You're not gonna. That's why we always go into it. The Lord tell you that He's not gonna meet you as a man. So all that bullshit, these earthly weapons you got, grenades and rockets and all that shit is not gonna work against the heavenly host, man, and Yahweh Shai. That's why the brother went out. It's gonna break that shit. That's your main power. Given to you in the book of Psalm 64 or 60, 64, 63.
When he bended to shoot his bow.
He said break the teeth.
Oh, Psalm.
It's in
Psalm
a couple
50.
of them. It's in Psalms 30 something.
It's about talking about breaking the teeth of the wicked. That goes into your power, your military, man.
I know.
No, you devils ain't gonna work, man. You can get all of the movies with Big Willie, what do they call that nigga, Big Willie, Will Smith, independent. You punching angels and shit. You triumphing being the so-called great white hope. It ain't gonna work. That shit ain't gonna work. That little, you shooting that little shit, man. This shit here coming from a whole other realm. It's gonna just cook you. I mean, microwave your ass, man. You're not gonna read that one again. What you got about the arms?
Psalms 37 and 17. It says, "For the arms of the wicked shall be broken."
Mm-hmm. And that's your main power, because power was given unto you from old, and it talks about that same power or that same sword in the book of Revelations that was given to you. It ain't gonna help though, and we can see this too. The powers that you once had are diminishing, and guess what? You're taking on the curses now, man. You're taking on the curses. You might be getting on child support. You're getting on rocks. You're on that finny. What do they call it? What do they call it on the street?
Finny.
That finny.
Finny flows.
That finny. You on that other shit.
Trank. Crocodile.
Yeah, you. The curses up on your ass. You're not the same old rough and tough Edomites of the 40s and 50s and 20s, man.
You ain't dirty hair anymore.
Yeah. You had that. Remember on that slave picture we got? You up there, niggas hanging on a tree. You up there with that old cap on.
Indiana Jones.
You got your the hands on your hip. And you got your shirt bust open, all your fucking taco meat showing, man, and just looking. You the baddest motherfucker in the land, man. Them days are over with. You're not the same. You're a faggot now, man. I'm just come out like Pastor Recall. You're a faggot now, man. And we get a strike, fuck it. But you a sodomite, man.
You don't even know if you a male or a female now,
yeah, man.
But you in control of the plan.
Yeah, the powers of these devils, y'all weak now, man. You punch a white boy now, you pluck a white boy, his nose bleed. Kick him all in his ass, man.
You're gonna trip on his dress when
Yeah, you ain't you Edomites ain't shit, man. Y'all power, them powers is gone, man.
And like that point you always bring up, you know, a nation's going down with they women
Oh, that's
start
not
dealing with
Yeah.
other nations.
Yeah, Jake's taking 10 tons of fun in that hoe, man.
That Django stick.
Yeah, Jake acting the ass in you, and especially you Edomite nations, man. All you see is nothing but mocha babies around here, man. You see them brown babies around here, man.
God.
And the Edomites holding them like them sisters now with the 2 legs, the baby legs right here, and they jumping with them. All right. You see Edomite women doing that, and they single mothers, man.
And Becky looked longingly at that baby like it's a prize to have, which it is. Having a Jake baby is the biggest gift a woman can get.
Yeah, they done met some well-hung nigga, man, and they love it. And you devils are, like I said, that's one way you can tell that the nation's going down when your women start dealing with your enemies, man. All right?
That goes to show you ain't superior to us, because here you are in control of the planet, and your woman is dealing with the slave, the lowest of the low of the nation, the lowest of the low of all nations right now.
Get it, Sarah? Oh, that Daniel always bring up about the devil.
Yeah. Just to back you up, how you gonna beat somebody with the blessing they gave you? Isaac gave you the blessing of the sword, which Isaac was Yahushai. So that's like the judo master's apprentice trying to fight against him when he taught you everything he knows. He knows what you're coming with, and he knows how to counter it.
Ain't by default the man that bless you is greater than you.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Mr. Miyagi is better than he fought better. He fought better. Like, I bless you with the talents you have. It shit just going on you, right?
And Mr. Miyagi was so good that he didn't even teach him straight ways how to fight. He taught him by like washing a car and waxing a window. Like,
yeah, this is you, E. Daniel 11:37. Neither shall he regard the God of his fathers, nor the desire of women.
You don't regard the God of your fathers. Your father being Isaac. You don't regard Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, and we clearly know you don't desire women. Just look at this society you built, this society you built.
Yeah, you can't do nothing, man. You devils ain't nothing special about it. You can't dress, you can't cook, you can't dance, you definitely can't fuck, man. All right. And these women, they want they want their back blown out, man. They want to see a chiropractor for the rest of their life. And you can't get that, E. You can't give that shit, man. With them fucking Vienna sausages, man. You gotta give it to it straight, brother. Fuck all that, man. They really telling the truth. Yeah. 2 inches of fucking fun, and you devils around here like y'all fucking, huh? Yeah, that bitch want a chiropractor, man. These women want to, hey man. These women, hey man, I don't give a fuck what they want, man. They want their shit broke, man.
Hey, Ling starting to go after Jake now too.
Yeah, they want that hot jalapeno thing, man. Fuck wrong with you, E?
Hey,
you can't give it, man.
Them books you got the Edomite woman writing fan fiction books that she sells on Amazon about being ravaged by Jake.
Yeah.
And it's an image on the cover with Jake looking like he from Black Panther with his shirt off and one of them Hotel Rwanda military caps on.
Yeah. What a very description. Yeah. That nigga got muscle on top of muscles, man.
And Becky got a leash on her.
Yeah, man. You lost your power, man. Your shit is gone. All right? And now you devils finna lose every goddamn thing again. Fuck all that, man. It is, but we're gonna tell you how it is, man. We're gonna tell you how it is. Hey, you gotta hear this, man. You devils ain't the same old Edomites as you used to be, man. This shit is over with. Every time I look, even down here, at one time this place was segregated. You seen Judites with Judites. Now them niggas with them dreadlocks and got over there in Lakewood now, man.
Let me.
Yeah,
please. Yeah. Let me put this on.
Go ahead, brother.
Just read it.
We
It's
can
called,
show it too. Hey, fuck it.
it's a book called.
That's it.
It's book.
And Jake ain't just breaking in cars in Lakewood. Jake laying that lumber down in Lakewood. You ride past, you see them niggas 3 o'clock in the morning coming out that motherfucking house. You know what time of day it is, man.
That music and shit, brother.
Yeah. And
That was-
Jake,
It's book one. Book one in the series called Black Future by Whitney Ryan, and it reads. Let's read it like the movie people. The year is 2045. The southern United States lives under black rule. All white men are fed hormones, sissified, dominated. White women are breeding stock for black alphas.
Come on, man. Come on, brother.
Visionary erotica author Whitney Ryan
that's Wisdom of Solomon 2 to the white woman. That's her fantasy, man.
invites you to visionary erotica author Whitney Ryan invites you to explore book one of the brand new Black Future series. The review on Amazon in quotes says, "Game over, white boy."
Damn.
So there you go, man. That ain't no secret, man. That's a well-known. That's a well-known
The
thing.
worst
man.
kept secret.
It's a well-known thing, man. Let me go back to Daniel 11:37 again. It says, "Neither shall he regard the gods of his fathers, nor desire of women, nor regard any god, for he shall magnify himself." You devils are you self-centered. You worry about your damn self, man. That's how you devils. That's how you are. No, you ain't worried about no damn. You devils ain't worried about shit, but Satan and yourself, man. Go ahead, brother.
Satan and dogs.
Yeah, don't go. That's not even go there. Go ahead.
Yo, bro, this guy's pretty- I know you've been home on kayak.
Yeah, the 20 and the 37. Brother, wow. This is 37 and 20. This is then brothers can get it. But the wicked shall perish, and the enemies of Yahweh shall be as the fat of lambs. They shall consume, into smoke shall they consume away.
And what the fat was the sacrifice on that. We weren't supposed to eat the fat. You can link that up with Isaiah 34. And, you can get it.
Because this also proves that the angels, Satan and his army, is going to prove that it's talking about the satellites and the Air Force. It's Isaiah 34:4. It says, "And all the host of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll."
Speaking of those nukes, that mushroom cloud, because when it goes up and billows into itself, it looks like a scroll being rolled.
It says, "And all their hosts shall fall down, as the leaf falleth from off the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree."
Mm-hmm.
All their hosts, meaning what? Their armies, their Air Force, is all going to come out of the sky.
And by the way, when it says, and the enemies of Yahweh, which are the most hated, forsaken enemies of the Lord, chiefly you Edomites, Esau, Edom, shall be as the fat of lambs. Now, the fat of lambs is a righteous smoke to the Lord. That's going to be a sweet savior unto the Lord when he's able to smoke you devils, man.
Yeah,
Put it in the furnace. Go ahead.
And so I think I can get it through my phone, but it's a shirt I seen the Edomites with. He had a shirt saying that the creation of life, the tree of life, and the tree of destruction. And it was an actual tree. All right, in the bottom of that tree was an actual mushroom cloud, which looks like a tree. There's only two things. You got the creation of life, and you got the destruction. All right, and these devils know that, man. And then on the end of the destruction, you devils are not written in the book of life, man. All right, at all. You have a set judgment ruled against you to serve for 1,000 years of slavery, and after 1,000 years to be, all right, removed and deleted from the earth. All right, to be totally deleted and destroyed, man. All right, praise ye the Lord. That's gonna be a great day. All right, on the earth. All right, that's gonna be a day of days right there, man. When the Edomites are fully gone. Because the scripture talks about the times you're gonna be gone. People gonna be like, man, what the Edomites at? Yeah.
Be like a dream, as we brought in that Job 20, disappear like a dream.
It's gonna be a great day, man. The earth having no Edomites, no remnants of you devils, all right, ruling in destruction, just walking around frolicking every fucking well, man. I go to the store, you see a nigga dressed up like a goddamn woman, man. He still got the shit. You can tell he didn't use Gillette on his face. All right, and he got a goddamn bun in a ponytail with pink fingernails. Man, she tired of this
With
shit.
some
Man.
broad ass shoulders.
You got that same dress with the woman sitting on top of the beast, walking around Walmart. Man, shit is wicked, man.
Come brothers.
Go ahead, brother.
It's verse 5. It's telling you this destruction is going to be aimed at. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven.
There you go.
Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea.
Read it again.
Behold, my sword shall be bathed in heaven. It shall come down upon Idumea.
Yeah, the Lord said his sword should be bathed in the heavens. So them missiles are gonna flood the heavens of the skies, man. And I always bring out the movie 300 when I think those Assyrian nations had those
The Persians.
the Persians had those arrows and they all shut off at once. So what happened to the skies? They were flooded. They were flooded with arrows, man. That's what the Lord finna do. You devils over here. It says, and behold, it shall come down on Idumea. Idumea is another Greek way of saying Edom. All right, and the main Edomites are located where? In the Americas. Right, you gotta go that far. All right, we're not making enough. We're not butchering the script. You gotta go that far to understand the scriptures, man. What you got to be given to you. This is a gift from the Most High that was given to the elect. All right. To understand, we got to understand it in these last times. All right, at the end of everything. So only we understand, man. Everybody else, they making things up. But you don't say nothing to Pastor Pochop and Deacon Rib Tips. Them niggas butcher the scriptures all day.
Just got through celebrating Easter. Like,
yeah, them niggas butcher. I'm talking mango the scriptures. You know, you sit down, you clap all goddamn day. But here it is, we going. I'm right with precision on words, scriptures, geographical areas, characteristics, history, you name it. We solely keep telling you the end times, the prophecies, man. That's the most important thing. The prophecies are willed for the destruction of Esau, Edom. The brother reading it. It's willed to be done that way. You can't undo it. All right? We talk about the will of one of the greatest powers there is, which is Yahweh. You can't undo his will. This is his will. You can't convince the Most High to not destroy Edom.
Yeah, who could shorten his hand?
Yeah, fuck wrong with you, man.
Who could deliver out his hand? Shorten his hand. Yep.
Only thing you can do is help and be with it, or get under it. If you want to get over it or get under it, man. One of the two. Well, go ahead, okay.
It's also cool if Esau's still here. I mean, when was Idumea destroyed by a mushroom cloud?
Oh, it was in the Roman Jewish wars.
Yeah.
In the Roman Jewish wars.
They didn't have nukes.
That's right. They didn't have nukes back then. And don't say they would have cannons. Boom. All right, they had shit like that, man.
what they had was a catapult.
Yeah, that's all. It had nothing that had intercontinental abilities, man.
First of all, you read in verse 4, it says, all their hosts shall fall down. They didn't have a military in the sky in the Roman Empire. This is the only time that Esau has had control of the skies.
And when you go further down, it says that line of confusion shall be drawn. It should be the uttermost, I think that might be in Jeremiah 50, but pretty much it's saying it's going to be a desolate wasteland, talking about America.
It says, for my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment.
And you're the people of the curse of the Most High. And you cursed is the wicked. You're the only nation that's going to be completely deleted from this plane of existence. And what? You've been cursed with leprosy.
That's right.
The only nation that's cursed with leprosy as a whole. It says, the sword of Yahweh is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of the kidneys of rams.
To back up the precept the brother Kaya brought out about the fat of the lambs getting burned up, which is symbolic for that you being a sacrifice, your rulership being a great sacrifice, getting burned up by those nuclear missiles.
Because it goes on to say that. It says that they got a sacrifice in Basra.
For Yahweh had a sacrifice in Basra and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea.
And Basra was a chief ancient city of the Edomites. Your modern day Basra would be America. Again, Isaiah 63. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? And we know Yahushai is coming to what? He's coming to Babylon, America, to save the elect. So what would that make Basra? that he's coming to too.
What's fucking on this nigga? Well, niggas crazy, man. Go ahead, brother. That's what it is. These niggas don't stop, bro.
Verse 7. And the unicorn shall come down with them.
Talking about them satellites coming down.
Which is a part of your power too. All right?
Surveillance.
Yeah, that's a part of your power, man. All that shit gonna come down, man. All that, like the brother said, that big brother technology, that shit coming down with you. All right?
That's freak technology, bro.
And you're perker. You just want to see everything you're doing, count your strokes, just get all the information you can about everybody. It says, and the unicorn shall come down with them, and the bullocks with the bulls, and their land shall be soaked with blood, and their dust made fat with fatness.
Shit, I go down to verse 11.
For it is the day of Yahweh's vengeance, and the year of recompenses for the controversy of Zion.
And back in that Isaiah 6:3, where it says, the year of my redeemed has come. That's going to be when Yahushua comes to save his elect. He come to do two things with them chariots. They're going to be the vehicles of our salvation, but they're going to be the vehicles of destruction for you Edomites and you other heathens. On top of those missiles.
What's it say about the chariots? They're going to be passing over and destroying at the same time. It says, and the streams thereof shall be turned into pitch, and the dust thereof into brimstone, and the land thereof shall become burning pitch.
That happened during the Jewish-Roman wars, right? It became an uninhabitable, wasteland.
And niggas are still living in Rome and Greece today, man.
And in the Holy Land.
Yeah, and in the Holy Land. You got them fucking small hats over there doing them dumbass dances and shit. All right?
You got Tel Aviv being Pink City.
And then, like I said, they're definitely not the people, man. All right? You can clearly see that. All right? You niggas want to argue all type of shit, but you can clearly see that them small hats and all black over there with them Charlotte Temple curls, all right? You can clearly see that it's not the people of the Lord, man.
Oral circumcision.
Giving babies that hurt, not that hard.
It says, it shall not be quenched night nor day. The smoke thereof shall go up forever. From generation to generation it shall lie waste. None shall pass through it forever and ever.
Yeah, it's not. Nobody's going to live here, man. Going into the book of Isaiah, all right? I believe the 13th chapter, at the end, around the end,
Kind.
tell you that nobody's going to dwell here, man. Even the Arabian should not pitch in here. Right? Only thing that's going to be here in America, all right, is them birds you hear. All right, you're going to have all type of lizards and scorpions and owls living here, man, hooting and shit. There ain't going to be a damn no soul over here, man. Everything is going to burn for a long ass time. All of these buildings that you have in these cities going to be toppled over, glass, bricks, trees growing. It's going to look like Tarzan living in this motherfucker, man. All right, I said it. All right, I said the MFer, but hey, it comes out sometime, man. All right? But go ahead, Al.
Verse 11. But the cormorant and the bittern shall possess it.
Yeah.
The owl also and the raven shall dwell in it.
Those wild creatures we were just talking about. Them the only things going to live here in America, man. It's going to be a damn desert, too. Let's put that in there. Too. So all this shit you see, according to Joel, the 2nd chapter, everything you see right here is going to get burned to a goddamn crisp, man. Going into Second Peter, the 3rd chapter, it brings it out to you that all the elements should be burned up. All this brick and mortar, these cars, the fucking metal poles, all this shit gonna get melted down, man, with over 200 million missiles. Well, that's a lot of fucking degrees, man.
Like you always go into, you got these nuclear silos here, as well as these refineries with these highly flammable and destructive materials here. That's just gonna be more fuel for the fire.
Hey, them missiles gonna be so hot, so where it's gonna burn water, man. All right.
It
The scripture talks about that.
Angry with the sea.
Yeah, the Lord gonna be angry with the sea, man. He gonna burn water. All this like this bullshit right here. We right here by Lake Pontchartrain.
Some brown ass water.
All right, that shit ain't gonna be there when the missile. It's gonna be a big crater. All right, hey man, New Orleans gonna get wiped off the map. We already below sea level as is, so some of those missiles, when you do the research on them, they can put craters down there 2,000 miles in the ground. A 2,000-mile hole in the goddamn ground. New Orleans is gone, man.
Yes,
And just recently, Russia used one of their hypersonic Zircon missiles to destroy a bunker in Ukraine that was only 400
seen
feet
that.
underground.
Yeah.
That killed some NATO military people and some top Ukrainian generals. So if Russia did that with a couple of Zircon hypersonic missiles, how much more 200 million nuclear
You
missiles?
people that got scammed and bought these bunkers, man, you still gonna get cooked, man. All right? You're gonna get roasted in that shit, man.
You're only 15 feet underground thinking you're just gonna, come back to
Stupid
the surface
ass,
like
man.
Fallout or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got your doomsday mask on with the two filter cans and shit. That's what you niggas think, man. You eat them.
and turn into hot pockets, man.
Yeah.
Cooked right there in the
Cooked in that metal coffin.
That's the first time you're gonna get some black on your ass, man.
It
Right.
says their faces shall gather blackness in
Right.
Joel chapter 2.
That was ain't no way to escape, man. Just imagine they only put bunkers down what? Sometimes, different feet so deep in the ground. These missiles putting fucking miles deep holes, man. This is it.
Like I say, the brother, he named the game Fallout. That's these devils' imagination that they gonna survive this this nuclear fallout, man. They figure that they gonna come back out within a couple years after World War III and restart things.
Hey, in them Fallout games, they took place during the 50s when Esau was at the height of his power.
That's right.
So, like you said, he's gonna come out the vault with the Crocodile Dundee hat on in a jumpsuit.
And restart America.
Yeah.
Nah, that's not gonna happen.
this was
That's
when
what you devil ever need purpose. Oh, I'm prepping for a nuclear fallout. Man, you ain't gonna make it that far, man.
You're prepping for your funeral.
Let me add to what the elder said. The elder said that I think he's gonna burn the water or something like that.
Yeah, the most I gonna burn these goddamn lakes and shit up, man.
And the proof is in the scriptures, man. Because really, when you boil actual water, you actually cleanse the water, man. All the water is dirty, man. You rid it, right? So even with them doing that, that's like a purification process of the water as well, man. Because this whole place is dirty. But we bring this out in Job 41 and 31. He says he make it the deep to boil like a pot. He make it the sea like a pot of ointment, which he gonna use Leviathan in the water to burn the water. What Leviathan got? Fire, man. Why he got fire around water, man? Literally for those underground cities and shit they got like that, man. The Lord gonna burn the damn water too.
The serpent shall bite them.
He
That's
gonna
in
bite them.
Amos 9 and 3.
They even had that trash island that's as big as Texas. That still got to get removed, man.
Yeah, all that shit, man.
A whole island. That's how wicked you are. You got a whole island floating around of
That
just
gotta
trash.
Expunged from the earth. It ain't gonna be here while we ruling.
That makes sense. The water looked like fire was mingled in the water, man.
We'll get y'all's precepts, then we'll just finish it off. You can reread that 11.
So Isaiah 34 and 11. But the cormorant and the bittern shall possess it, the owl also and the raven shall dwell in it, and he shall stretch out upon it the line of confusion and the stones of emptiness.
That line of confusion being like this place just being one massive desert from the east coast to the west coast, where you won't be able to tell Texas from Montana or anything. And only desert creatures are going to dwell here. And this is going to be the true forbidden zone. It's going to be an eternal memorial as to what a wicked kingdom looked like and what the judgment and punishment for it was, and what the judgment and punishment was for afflicting the apple of the Most High's eye, the children of Israel. And then when America's destroyed and everybody else that survives, beginning with you elites, that's when Yahushua and the 144,000 are going to come to where you're hiding, drag you out like the filthy rats you are, and slap chains on you so you can begin building up the kingdom of heaven. But brothers got y'all's precepts.
This Isaiah really goes into that too, but it comes about the land damage. So niggas gonna get the word too, man. You Israelites, So don't think we just Edom and Edom just gonna get destroyed, and you niggas just gonna jump into the chariot with us, man. Lord, when we had that number, but you gonna get to feel that heat too, man. The being disobedient.
It says in Matthew, hey, the Most High, Yahweh Shai gonna separate his lambs from his goats. To back up what the brother was saying, you wicked niggas and spicks and tontos, y'all are goats. Y'all are goats right now because you want to hold hands with the wicked. So as it says, though hand joined in hand, the wicked shall not go unpunished.
Isaiah 19:5, and the water shall fail from the sea, and the river shall be wasted and dried up. Going into those Nicholas being missiles hitting this place, it's going to dry up the brooks, the lakes, the rivers, whatever, and they shall turn the rivers far away, and the brooks of defense shall be empty and dried up. The reeds and flags shall wither, the paper reed by the brooks, by the mouth of the brooks, and everything sown by the brooks shall wither, be driven away, and be no more. So you ain't gonna know where Pontchartrain at. Gulf of Mexico starts, the Mississippi River. Those nuclear games gonna draw all this shit up, and like I said, it's gonna blur the borders that you just brought out. So like
it's gonna blur lines, but not like Robin Thicke.
Yeah, so you ain't gonna know where the state line at. You definitely ain't gonna know what body of water that was. Everything gonna be dried up,
and nobody coming over here anyway to try to be a cartographer, figuring out what everything was, an archaeologist.
Baruch chapter 4. And I just get to the point, verse 32. It says, "Miserable are the cities which thy children serve. Miserable, break it down, is she that receiveth thy sons. For as she rejoiced in thy ruin, and was glad of thy fall, so shall she be grieved for her own desolation." All right, and that's chiefly talking about America, man, because we were sold into captivity under the Edomites, and this was the chief place of that. And it says in verse 34, "For I will take away the rejoicing of her great multitude, and her pride shall be turned into mourning. For fire shall come upon her from the everlasting, long to endure, and she shall be inhabited of devils for a great time." And that's talking about that ICBM nuclear destruction, man. All right, nuclear fallout coming upon this wicked ass place known as Babylon the Great, man. All right, and going into what the brother brought out in Isaiah, all right, it says, "And she shall be inhabited of devils for a great time." All right, so it's nothing but doleful creatures. Okay, like the brothers brought out, scorpions, vultures, all right, things that clean up the earth, scavengers. All right, those are the things that are going to be over at this place.
Also said in Revelation 18 that cage of every foul spirit and unclean and hateful bird.
That's right, brother. But that was it on my precept.
Brothers have any more precepts?
That was it.
Okay, so with that,
Red letters, the St. Luke 10 and 18. I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven.
I got it. I'm gonna grab Satan right there, brother. I was holding that earlier.
And when you see lightning, you damn near miss it. That's how quickly it happens. That's how quickly this devil's rulership is in the process of going down. And when everything's said and done, it's going to completely go down, like a.
This is a slide.
Oh, you got it.
That's why in verse 4, chapter 14 of Isaiah, that's why I asked that question: "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer?" All right, because you devils are gonna fall so fast. You be like, God damn, it's when I say fast, I'm talking about literally an hour. That's fast in rulership standpoint. You took 500 to 400 years to build this place, and you tell me it's all gonna crumble in 1 hour?
This video is an hour.
Yeah, it's nothing, man. There ain't nothing but a couple of milliseconds to the Most High. All right.
And if I could say, I know you're going into that word Satan. When you go into that word Lucifer in that Isaiah 14, it says, figuratively, the king of Babylon.
This that word Satan in what is that, Luke 10 and 18, and it says Satanas. All right, and when you go down in the biblical usage, it says a Satan-like man. All right, and who is that Satan-like man? Esau Edom. He fits the bill.
And Satan is what? The adversary.
That's
what's
right.
it saying? Revelation 12, the accuser of our brethren.
It says back in outline of biblical usage, the first definition, adversary, one who opposes another in purpose or act. So, hey,
And who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High. And that's
Right.
2 Thessalonians. You can't get around who the wicked is, and you can't get around the judgment of the wicked that you're going down. And that's the season we're living in. And hey, call hello Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, that we're living in these times and seeing these things come to pass. Kingdom of heaven is right around the corner. And so to you sincere Akim and Akwat out there, keep enduring. We're almost at the end of this race. So with that, we hope this lesson was edifying to you sincere Akim and Akwat out there. And again, as always, we're going to give all praises, glory, and infinite honors to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rekahagmadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. And peace and salutations to you, sincere Akim out there, pushing this word in truth and sincerity to the four corners of the globe. And you few sincere Akwat, diligently learning and listening in silence. May y'all endure to the end. Shalom.
Shalom.
Abba Babal.
Abba Babal.
Abba Babal.
Abba Babal.
Abba Babal.
Abba Babal.
Kwam Yasharala.
Kwam Yasharala.
Shalom.